Welcome back to College Drew Picks. I'm Ishan Parikh alongside Ethan George and Isaac Zimmerman. Isaac, what do you think about the automatic bid for bye weeks?
I do like the conference champions getting a bye week. I think that if they win their conference, then they should get a reward for it, not just hey, you get the playoffs. So I do and like how they automatically get to the second round over the teams that did not win their conference, but just were there just based off of what people's judgment was on that team.
All right, Ethan, what are your thoughts on the 12-team playoff format? Should it be 4, 8, or maybe 16?
Yeah, I definitely like the people are saying 8. It's definitely a more organized thing. But one thing I do like about the 12-team playoffs, like you said, is those conference champions. Because before we've seen conference championship games that are just absolutely meaningless. Just a few years ago, we saw TCU, a 12-0 team, going into the Big 12 championship and dropping that game against Kansas State. It didn't matter because they were already in the playoffs and they went on to the national championship. Now, that Kansas State team could have won that game and not only gotten into the playoffs, but had a bye in the first round. I think that is huge for college football, especially with the conference championships, fading out. They're bringing them back in, and this is a great way for that with the 12-team playoff, and that's why I prefer it over the 8-team structure.
Me personally, I think I might start watching college football with the 12-team playoffs. But Isaac, what are your thoughts on the little-known teams? Do you think it will increase the popularity of them?
Yeah, I do think this will give, especially with the one G5 team automatically getting it. I do love that. So there's no more teams like UCF in 2017 or 2018 getting left out just because they're not in a lesser-known conference. And so I think that will be huge for them to be able to show what they can do with the big boys and maybe get into one of those Power 4 teams.
And Ethan, do you have a dark horse college football team that you think might get it?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Obviously, Memphis is always very good. They're at the front of the American Athletic Conference. But one you might want to watch out for is the Texas State Bobcats in the Sun Belt. They're returning a ton of players, and they just had a great transfer class.
All right, looks like we got a question. What's your question?
Do you think 16 teams is way too much, or do you think it could also benefit?
16 teams, it's definitely possible, something we could see down the line. It's just, at that point, you're getting more and more you're playing into February, and you're interfering with other things like the Super Bowl. College football should have its own block of time for its playoffs. Obviously, then you've got the way they've incorporated the New Year's Six Bowls into the playoff. You're getting more and more games, and that's more and more places that you have to host a playoff game. And with the New Year's Six Bowls, it was a lot more simple.
Isaac, your thoughts on the 16?
Yeah, I think 16 is probably a little too much. Like he was saying, I think that's going to be too much of a playoffs and get into the NFL playoffs and like the Super Bowl time. So I do like having 12 or 8. I think that's a perfect amount in between there. And I think that they got it right in that situation.
All right, that'll be it for today. But quick shout out to our sponsor, Major League Wiffle Ball. You can check them out on TikTok, Instagram, X, and subscribe to them on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Isaac Zimmerman, Ethan George, Ishan Parikh, signing out.